Jayadvaita Madhava Vijana Vallabha Nama Charga Shri Haridas Thakur ki Jai. Prem se kaho Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhakti ki Jai. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopinath Sham Kund Radha Kunti Govardhan ki Jai. Vrindavan Dham ki Jai. Navadip Dham ki Jai. Jagannath Puri ki Jai, Ramai ki Jai, Ramai ki Jai, Tulsi Devi ki Jai, Bhakti Devi ki Jai, Samveta Bhakti ki Jai. All glories to you, Samveta. All glories to you, all glories to you, Samveta. Oh, Premanande. Om Ajahn Kriminandasya Darshana Shanakaya Chakshurvidikam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhisam Savitam Jnana Swayam Yudavayam Yadvati Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Radham Shri Vaishnava Shri Rupam Sarjatam Sadvaitam Sadvaitam Pradijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Shanavita Sri Sakakanta He Krishna Purna Sundam Deenamantro Bhaktate Gopesa Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Mukte Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavadeshwari Vrishabhanu Anamami Vancha Kolpatarutascha Kripa Sindho Vedacha Vedana Bhavnebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaurabhakta Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. So today is the appearance day of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. At 26th Avenue, after one evening lecture, Rukmini Devi asked Srila Prabhupada, how is it that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu showed all six opulences? Because we understand from the Acharyas and Shastras that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is identical with Krishna, Supreme Personality of Godhead. So, Supreme Personality of Godhead is Shadaishwarya Purnima, full in six opulences. So, how is Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu full in six opulences? Well, Prabhupada gave a brief answer, but then the next morning in the class, Prabhupada began by answering Rukmini Devi's question. And he said that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was very beautiful. He was known as Gaura Sundar. In those days, people were after fair complexion. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared with fair complexion. And he was so learned that in his youth he was, of course, known as Nimai Pandit, and he could argue in such a way that whatever he said, no one can defeat it. And then he could defeat what he said in such a way that no one could establish it. He's teacher, grammar, very expert. You know the history, how the Gesha Kashmiri, the Digvijaya, and all conquering Pandit came to Nagpur. These days we have sports competitions, but in those days there'd be competition in scholarly matters. This Pandit from Kashmir was challenging all the Pandits, and if you would defeat them, then they'd be, what do you say, further evidence that he was the champion, that he was the company. Prabhupada didn't say all this, I'm just. So the Navadvipa is famed as a center of learning and erudition. So, but then this Pandit is coming, so all of the Pandits of Navadvip devised a scheme that they would absent themselves on plea of some invitation elsewhere and just leave Nimai Pandit behind. And if Nimai Pandit defeated them, then it would be glorious that even a young boy from Navadvip can defeat the great Digvijay. And if he's defeated, well, he's only a boy, so it's expected. So the two met, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the great Digvijay. And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked him to please compose some verses in praise of Mother Ganges, which the Pandit did, just composing them on the spot and reciting them like the wind. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked him, could you please explain this one verse? And he cited the verse. Pandit was a little taken aback. How is it that you remember that verse? No, some people have the gift for composing verses, some people have good memory. Could you please describe the good qualities and the flaws in this verse? The Pandit said it has the following good qualities. There's alliteration, and there's metaphor, and pointed out the good qualities in the verse. And there are no flaws. But then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu pointed out, he analyzed the verse and he acknowledged some of the wonderful qualities of the verse. It had very fine metaphor and so on. But he pointed out some grammatical flaws. There's alliteration in 3 lines and 1 line skipped it, and some minor flaws. The killer flaw was that you've used this word Bhavani Partu. And Bhavani means of course, it's the name of Durga Devi, but it means the wife of Kala, Lord Shiva. So Bhavani, Bhartu means the husband. So you've described Lord Shiva as the husband, you described Bhavani as the, you described Lord Shiva as the husband of the wife of Lord Shiva, which makes it sound as if she's got another husband. You know, if I said the husband of the wife of Vasudeva, you'd wonder what's going on in Vasudev's family. Husband of the wife of Vasudeva. So the husband of the wife of Lord Shiva, you made it sound like she's got another husband. And Pandit couldn't say anything. Couldn't answer. He was struck dumb. And that night he prayed to his goddess Saraswati, the goddess of learning, by whose blessings he becomes such an erudite Pandit. You've never failed me. You've always, but now I've been defeated by this boy. Why have you abandoned me? So then Saraswati said, he's my master, the supreme person. What can I do? So then the next day, Pandit surrendered to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also said, anyway, even in Kalidasa's poetry, there's some faults. Kalidasa is a great
poet and playback. So even in Kalidas, there's some flaws. But yes, so Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had this opulence learning knowledge, that beauty, fame. He was so popular that just by his word, Navadvip could be mobilized in a protest against the edict of the Kaji, no more Sankirtan. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, no, we'll have Sankirtan. And we'll defy the Kaji's order. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was so popular, just by his word, so many people got it. So beauty, fame, knowledge. But Prabhupada said his greatest opulence, his real opulence was renunciation. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Chanchi Pandit says then that if you have no affectionate mother at home, and if your wife is a Priyavadini means she doesn't speak nicely, or in other words, she's like naggy, then you might as well go to the forest, because your home is no better than the forest. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had the most affectionate mother, Shashi, and widowed mother, elderly mother. And his wife was the goddess of fortune. But still, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu left home. Even if we have practically, if our home is miserable, still we'll stick so often. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu left, just like that. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur says that he left the small world of wife and family for the large world of Sri Krishna and humanity at large. Something. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did it. The Goswamis also lives that. Shaktaturna Sheshamanda Pati Shamin Tushtavat. Arupatin Ganeshko Kumaya Kopin Kantasra. The Goswamis were also Guru Goswami, Sanatana Goswami, Das Goswami. Very highly positioned, and Bhagavatam Goswami's the son, only son, multimillionaire. And also, he also was married to a very beautiful wife by many his parents. But they left him to live like beggars. And just practically Hare Krishna. Lost the microphone. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna.
So many microphone dramas and
Krishna Krishna.
One time they were having a problem with microphone, and Prabhupada said, "Give me a Brahmin thread." And used the Brahmin thread to tie up the microphone. So that it would work. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So the Goswamis were living in great in poverty, volunteers, like beggars, just wearing some torn cloth, although they come from an aristocratic background. Prabhupada mentioned that during the freedom struggle in India, one very wealthy barrister, C.R. Das, became a follower of Gandhi's movement. And he lived like that. He just gave up his fortune, went to jail and dedicated himself to Gandhi's movement. But within like a year or so, I think he died.
Couldn't handle it.
That was the understanding that I got. So it's difficult if we ask people who've grown up in New York or the suburbs now leave everything like beggars. It would be so difficult and miserable. But the Goswamis go keep up with the sun in ecstasy after leaving their aristocratic. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he also had everything. Sometimes we give up our material life because it's useless. Everything is going against us. It's angry now, so I'm just going to give it up. When you give it up, you're just giving up something miserable. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, devoted mother, submissive wife, beautiful wife, popularity, everything. And he gave it up to live as a sannyasi for the benefit of the people of the world to instruct and teach the Sankirtan. And similarly, Sri Prabhupada also did that. So Prabhupada in that talk said that this was Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's greatest happiness. That verse is there. Sudrush Chitra. I forgot Raja. So hidden reference to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Describing the same thing. So Prabhupada built his Krishna consciousness movement on the teachings of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, or you can say he built the Krishna consciousness movement to distribute the teachings of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. His first book published in America, if I have it right, was Teachings of Lord Chaitanya. When I came right around the time the book cover was being, the final proofs were coming from the book cover. The original design, Prabhupada's name was there, then the title and the photo, but Prabhupada adjusted it, said it's not right that my name should be above the teachings of Lord Chaitanya. So we put it below. So that became the standard for all of Prabhupada's books. That Prabhupada's name would never appear above the picture of Krishna, above the title, but always below. So he said my name should appear below the teachings of Lord Chaitanya. Actually, it was below the feet of the Sankirtan. So Prabhupada, and when Prabhupada taught about Lord Chaitanya, it wasn't just sentimental. He didn't put much emphasis on stories of great miracles or things like that, although they're mentioned in Chaitanya Charitamrita. But he gave emphasis to the teachings of Lord Chaitanya. His teachings to Rupa Goswami, teachings to Sanatana Goswami, teachings to Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, Prakashana, Saraswati. No, for most of his program, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu didn't teach. He had kirtan for people in general. Kirtan, prasadam, chanting, dancing. But when there was a philosopher, a suitable candidate, Prabhupada said, then he would speak philosophy. So Prakashana and Saraswati, and Prabhupada selected those particular instances. Of course, there are more, but those particular instances for his book, Teachings of Lord Chaitanya. Then later he gave us Chaitanya Charitamrita. That story is well known. It was ahead in his translation. We were behind in book production. But so Prabhupada at one point translated within like a year and a half, I think it was, the whole teachings of Chaitanya Charitamrita. And he mentions in the closing remarks that it was the favorite book of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, Chaitanya Charitamrita. On the journey to America also, Prabhupada said that his solace was Chaitanya Charitamrita, the nectar of Chaitanya Charitamrita. In Chaitanya Charitamrita we find Lord Chaitanya's pastimes, his leelas, and his, especially his teachings. And that's for our benefit. There's so many theological ideas, different theological ideas. But the teachings of Lord Chaitanya present the highest theological conception. And it was elaborated especially by, of course, elaborated in different ways, but Rupa Goswami in terms of the loving exchanges between Krishna and his devotees. Prabhupada said there were 6 Goswamis. Sanatana Goswami is the eldest. Rupa Goswami is regarded as the chief because he was the most expert in religion. So Rupa Goswami expands the teachings of Lord Chaitanya in that way. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu doesn't write very much. Yes, we don't have a book of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, just a few verses. But Rupa Goswami expands the teachings of Lord Chaitanya through his writings. Sanatana Goswami also, Bhagavatam and other books. And Jiva Goswami, Prabhupada said Jiva Goswami is the greatest philosopher. So he very strongly, of course, all the Goswamis, Sadharma Samstapaka, they established Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's teachings on the basis of Shastra, Nama Shastra, Vacharana, Sadharma Samstapaka. So but Jiva Goswami especially writes his theological, philosophical treatises, and of course, many devotees have written about the life and teachings of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Prabhupada at one point said, we have so much Chaitanya literature. This literature can be translated. Chaitanya, at that time, Chaitanya Charitamrita, Chaitanya Bhagavatam, Chaitanya. So much Chaitanya literature we have. he had the idea that because, yes, anyway, that was there. So today is the appearance day of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. We can remember his life, remember his teachings. And Karuna Avatar, it's not just some interesting philosophy and some relishable pastimes, but out of mercy, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu comes, Patita Bhavane, to Dhamma Avatar, to uplift the fallen souls of Kali Yuga, Dini, and Jiva. In Kali Yuga, Mandasan, people are dull, and Sumandamati cheated by some bogus teachers. Sumandamati, whether they're gurus or scientists or parents or whatever, Sumandamati misled. And Mandabhaga, therefore, very unfortunate. Empty, useless, and miserable. Like civilization that has no idea about the goal of life. Just let us enjoy, let us enjoy, let us enjoy. Let us advance and comfort and enjoy. Let us do this and do that. Let us defeat all the enemies of our enjoyment. They hate our, what is it? They hate our freedom. So we can spend a lot of money to fight with them so that we can enjoy. Everyone practicing Kali was agitated, disturbed, peaceful, depressed. Busy exploitation, just bad life. But so Chaitanya Mahaprabhu comes to uplift the people of Kali Yuga. So back then there was one Jagai Madhai, now everywhere Jagai Madhai. So Prabhupada's brought these teachings of Lord Chaitanya, the Sankirtan movement of Lord Chaitanya, the way of life taught by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And we can take advantage and spread it also. One time there was an initiation at 61 Second from 26 up the block to 61. The Prabhupada still had his apartment at 26. So there was a big initiation ceremony at 61 Second Avenue. Prabhupada initiated many disciples. Devotees came from different centers. And afterwards, Prabhupada walked back to his apartment. And devotees were gathering around him, still chanting and dancing. Pictures there. At least one printing of that Hare Krishna mantra pamphlet. Chanting Hare Krishna. And you see all the devotees surrounding Prabhupada, sort of floating off the ground while they're on the street, second. And Prabhupada didn't say anything, but he was just walking. Prabhupada said, we have increased the Sankirtan movement from Sri Chaitanya. We have increased the Sankirtan. We have increased the disciplic succession from Chaitanya. So in this way, we should increase the Sankirtan movement that will be pleasing to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will be good for us also. All right, some questions, comments?
Yeah. We Hare Krishna. Just one picture, please give it to him.
It's for all. You can speak about it.
We picture Srila Prabhupada. No.
Hari doesn't need a microphone. It's transcendental to microphones.
All right. Hare Krishna. We picture Srila Prabhupada arriving on the east coast of the continent, right? Little tiny elderly gentleman. I'm just an insignificant beggar, right? And he's confronting an entire civilization. It says that what the message of Bhagavatam is meant to bring about revolution in the impious lives of this world misdirected civilization, right? And he's confronting an entire civilization with this idea of the civilization stampeding toward indulgence, like you were saying, acquiring things and enjoying and achieving material status. And yet the teachings of Lord Chaitanya exhibit a whole other path, and the happiness and satisfaction in a simple life dedicated in loving service to Krishna. It's amazing that he would stand up to that civilization and endeavor, by Krishna's grace, to turn it around.
Yeah, he didn't compromise. His first audience, as you know, were the hippies on the Lower East Side. And Prabhupada's teaching, no intoxicants, no illicit sex. And we don't care what you think. This is it. Prabhupada said he thought when he'd come to America that they'd hear these 4 rules and they'd say, how do you go home? He said, but I knew I wasn't going to compromise. Prabhupada's policy. He just put it out there as it was. And if you didn't want to buy it, I'm sorry, but we're not going to sell something cheaper. Prabhupada said, if you're selling diamonds, you may have very few customers. Like one of the Van Cleef in our palace. And they're not like the Apple store where thousands of people crowd into expensive. But you get diamonds. You don't get the cheap stuff. So there may be fewer customers, but they'll get the most valuable thing. And that was Prabhupada's policy, selling diamonds.
And the devotees say, well, don't tell them that, no illicit sex, no intoxication, don't tell them that, that's how they live, that's what they want. And you won't get any followers. Prabhupada said, purity is the force. We're speaking the truth, we're bringing light into a place of darkness.
Prabhupada said a little bit of a pure thing is worth heaps of adulterated things.
Yeah.
Worth more than heaps of adulterated things. Better question, Prabhupada.
Often hear the scripture that even personalities like Lord Shiva.
I'm half deaf, so you have to speak a little loud.
We often hear from the scriptures that even personalities like Lord Shiva got influenced by the modes of this material nature in an attempt to assist the Lord in the pastimes. And we see when we read Chaitanya Charitamrita, Lord Chaitanya's life is all about simplicity, surrender, and the specific prayer we chant every day in the morning, Nadanam, Najanam, Nasundaram. Now, as we move ahead in the 21st century, and specifically as a brahmachari in the 21st century, most of our practices or the whole preaching is about where we have to raise funds, we have to create followers, we have to have a social media presence and so on. So it goes so much against the basic tenets, and it also adds a lot of burden on oneself. Specifically, I'm speaking about me. When I had joined earlier, the time was not such. Now it is expected by the people in general, by the movement, by the temples, etc., that we need to do these things to survive, kind of thing.
No, it's not that the brahmacharis need to do everything to survive. There may be a need for, what would you say, a lot of interactions with family people, and getting into their life and guiding young ladies and on their spiritual path, and there's all these things are required, but it doesn't mean the brahmacharis have to do it. It's not that the ladies will all go away and wilt and die if the brahmacharis don't preach to them. So we have a duty, and our hearts have to. No, it's not the business of the brahmacharis that they have to do all of these things because it's required. It's required, but it may not be required for the brahmacharis. Social media, if you mean, that I have a social media presence and then I'm busy chit-chatting with everyone who wants to say hello on Facebook and poke me or whatever people do that. It's not that we have to do that. Some may do that. Some may excel at that. But it's not that, unless I can be really smooth on social media, unless I can give the kind of talk that would fly at the corporate offices of Google and Microsoft, unless I can tell a lot of really good jokes that'll warm people up and get them going. If I can't do all those things, well, what's the use of being a brahmachari? No. Brahmacharis are simple. They may know how to do some things, and they may do what's needful, but they don't have to make their lives super complicated because that's what you have to do, and that's what people expect, and so brahmacharis are meant to be foot soldiers, simple people. Chant Hare Krishna, speak philosophy, Krishna consciousness. Simple thing. That's Prabhupada did. Prabhupada didn't do a lot of fancy things to bring people to Krishna consciousness. He didn't hire a brass band for his kirtan. What have you. He didn't compromise on his teachings. He didn't make a show of being, like the uptown Swami, who was really, full of love and they'll give you a big hug and all of that kind of stuff. No, Prabhupada didn't do that. It was, parlors with ladies, adoring ladies, and Swamis who were all, what's the word? Pleasing them. Prabhupada was serious. He said a Swami should be serious. They took a picture of, they asked Prabhupada what picture he should use or something. Choosing pictures. There was one picture in Prabhupada. So, it wasn't a smiley picture, but it said Swami should be serious. Because there's some weighty message to deliver. So it's not that the brahmacharis have to have some sort of expected social profile. They have their duty, and they can do that.
Then the brahmacharis become unconventional. They're expected to do this, and this. Unconventionally, they just chant Hare Krishna and then teach Srimad Bhagavatam. Yes.
Hare Krishna Maharaj. Great class, and when you were speaking about Nimai, the young Nimai who defeated the Kashmir, I was thinking in the Bhagavad Gita where it says that all good qualities actually come from Krishna. And I never thought of you like this, but you got that Nimai. You defeat a lot of people.
Well, I got the neem part. Neem is a tree that has a very bitter taste to its leaves. So that part. Otherwise, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he was in another. He could speak so sweetly with Keshav Kashmir. Oh, that's so right. I just got the neem part. That's all.
I appreciate that. But I wanted to ask you a question about in one sense, the difference. I know you've written a book on this, about Kirtan, but what is the significant difference in Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Kirtan? Can you speak a little bit on that as we go into our festival today? Will be basically Thursday night Kirtan. We're going to go on Harinam at 5 o'clock. Is there something that is significant about his Kirtan versus the other Kirtan?
Well, first of all, his Kirtan was Krishna Kirtan. Paramvijayate Sri Krishna Sankirtan. Not Kali Kirtan or Durga Kirtan or Ganesh Kirtan or Shiva Kirtan. Krishna Kirtan. That's the first thing. Not that we compromise and we do Shiva Kirtan. They're Bhagavad reciters and Kirtaniyas. Tuesday it's like we'll speak about Bhagavatam, and Thursday we'll speak about something else, Devi or Ganesh, according to what the audience will like. Something that will please the audience. So we'll speak about that. Or we'll do Krishna Kirtan, or we'll also do Shiva Kirtan. We'll also do Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Krishna Kirtan. So that was the first, what would you say, distinguishing characteristic. And his kirtan is sometimes called prem sankirtan. It wasn't ritualistic chanting. Chanting stotras and so on. But chanting an ecstatic love for Krishna. Spontaneous kirtan. Chanting, dancing, and expressing love for Krishna or begging for love for Krishna. It wasn't a performance, it wasn't a ritualistic activity, but it was a heartfelt call. Like Prabhupada said, like a child crying for the mother. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we hear about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu throughout the Yatra festival. He wasn't just chanting Hare Krishna as a matter of duty or convention, but he was feeling the deepest feelings of separation from Krishna, the mood of Srimati Radharani. That feeling of separation, Prabhupada said, nourishes love for Krishna to the highest extent. So when we go into, we just see that, yes, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was he led a movement of unabandoned singing and dancing in praise of the God Krishna. But when you read Chaitanya Charitamrita, you see the depth of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's chanting. Of course, the philosophical justification is given, but then a deep understanding of the feelings that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had, well, chanting and dancing before the form of lecture. So the Hare Krishna, so that was the specific, these were specific qualities of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Kirtan. It was exuberant. We hear about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu whirling like a firebrand. So that was there. But the special thing is the feeling of love for Krishna. And also, well, there's so many things. Everyone can join. It's not just for the Brahmins. Haridas Thakur becomes the Namacharya, and everyone can take part. Everyone is meant to take part in the Krishna Kirtan. From the rankest neophyte to the most exalted Brahmins, everyone can chant Hare Krishna. And that, so in that spirit, something very open. The Brahmins were complaining, he's waking up our gods, the idols are sleeping, and he's making a racket, and he's Prakashananda Saraswati singing and dancing like a sentimentalist with common people instead of performing the proper duties of sannyasi, studying Vedanta and so on. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, no, this is, anyway, first of course he defeated him in discussion of Vedanta, but then he said, all right, but why the singing and dancing? And my Guru Maharaj told me that you're not good for Vedanta study, just chant Hare Krishna. And then by chanting, I became the commandments. I mean, so my Guru Maharaj was this. I think I've gone crazy by chanting this mantra. So, spiritual master was pleased. Yes, he sure pleased. These are the signs of love for Krishna. And that's our goal. It's not money, it's not fame, it's not something like that. It's just love for Krishna. Yes. Yeah.
Thank you for a very wonderful class. And I'm just wondering, you mentioned that one of the chief opulences in Sri Chaitanya's renunciation. And I understood that in general, as Gaudiyas, we worship Lord Chaitanya specifically in the mood of his Navadvip pastimes and Grihastha ashram, not so much in the sannyasa ashram.
Why not? We don't worship Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. It's like Krishna. We worship Krishna in every aspect of his pastimes.
But usually our deities are in with hair, not in sannyasa garb.
Oh, deity maybe. But not that we worship Chaitanya, like the Pushti Marg, they worship Krishna just when he's a child, and then when he grows up, he's, we sort of that's no. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu we worship as a householder, we worship as a sannyasi. In Chaitanya Charitamrita, the Adi Lila, that's the whole Grihastha, from childhood through Grihastha life. And then, the bulk of the book is Madhya and Antya, his activities of sannyasi. So it's not so, we just worship Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
There was a question about Sure is an online question.
This is from audience member Jeffrey Acker. Since Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was a peaceful revolutionary opposing a mobile rule and suppression of Vedic culture, I am surprised that Gandhi did not often invoke his memory.
That who didn't? Oh, Gandhi did that.
Gandhi. Is there any record of Gandhi doing so, and if not, why not?
Is there any record of Gandhiji mentioning Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Not that I know of. I don't really know why. Of course, he comes from Gujarat, the opposite side of the country. That's one of the things. And also, we can say that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was not so well known. Some Neo-Vedantists were well known, but Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's importance was not well recognized at the time of Gandhiji. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati was, getting started doing something. He started some monasteries, mostly in East India, in Bangladesh, and Bengal, and what is that? Tripura, but nothing in Gujarat, and generally wasn't so well known. But now the president of India, several presidents of India and prime ministers of India have spoken about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Everybody's even in the West, Indian religion meant Advaita Vedanta, and that was the only subject matter really, as far as they knew. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was hardly mentioned. Maybe in some encyclopedia there'd be one line about Chaitanya and his existence. Now it's like you go to the meetings of Indian scholars, it's hugely about Gaudiya Vaishnavism. There's so many scholars. In Prabhupada's time there were like two, one or two scholars who were, really familiar with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Now it's like everybody, there's so many scholars who are talking about different aspects of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's movement, specializing in some of them being initiated even in the line of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. You can't see any article about Hinduism that leaves out Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So it was a question of time. Prativiti Atacha Nagaradigram. That hadn't yet happened. It's practically everywhere. Prabhupada's fulfillment of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's prediction and desire. Are they going to be on time? No. We're already 2 minutes late.
Yes, I think.
I just work here. I don't even work here, I'm just invited.
Thank you very much, Raj, for coming and being with us and working and morning. It really makes a huge difference. Your presence. Thank you to everyone for coming. We had so many devotees also online. Really apologize to the devotees online. The sound wasn't so good. But thank you very much, Raj, for being with us. So now we'll continue with the rest of the program. We'll have Guru Puja Kirtan now, and then at 8:35 we will have Didi Darshan. So I guess we can all stand and be prepared for Guru Puja Kirtan. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much for coming. Our favorite quotes from Jayadvaita Maharaj on the subject of renunciation. One police officer was asking Maharaj, what do you have to give up? Be Hare Krishna. Where he said, I have to give up suffering. That was brilliant.
Jayadvaita Maharaj ki jai.
Prabhupada ki jai. Samaveta Bhaktivinoda ki jai.
So everyone online, if you would like to stay, we'll have Guru Puja until, and then Deity Darshan at 8:35.
Thank you, Jayadvaita Prabhu. Okay, dear devotees, happy Guru Purnima. I have to go. I love you. Thank you for your association. Jeffrey Eckler, thank you for the question. Hare Krishna.
Jaya Prabhupada. Guru Sharana Padma Shri Krishna
Hare Krishna, everyone. Thank you for sticking around. Haribol.
Thank you, Jayadvaita Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Blissful. See you tonight.
Yes.
Hari
Hare
Hari.
Krishna.
Haribol.
Crowded temple room, deities drowning in flowers. How wonderful is Krishna. How wonderful is Timothy and family. How wonderful is Amrita Kishori, David Dasi. How wonderful is Anupam Prabhu. How wonderful is Dana Krishna's Radharani. How wonderful is Neha. How wonderful is Dana Keli Prabhu. How wonderful are people on YouTube. Hare Krishna, happy Gaura Purnima. Lord Chaitanya has given us this process that we can apply ourselves to. And let's be blissful and happy. Like my wife right now. Hare Krishna.